Guys, what's up? I'm Vamshi Kapkar and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about my experience on ICA campus placements. What are the companies that shortlisted me, and what is the CTC being offered by them, and what are the questions that have been asked in the interview process. So I'm going to discuss all these things in this current video. In case if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe my channel if you like the content. That would really motivate me in doing more and more videos in the future. So let's get into the video. So now, before actually coming to the point of the video, I would like to give you a brief background about myself. I am a May 2018 qualified chartered accountant, and also I'm an All India rank holder. I got an All India rank 42 in my CA final May 2018 attempt. It was my first attempt. I qualified the CA course at the age of 21. So after qualifying, I applied for campus placements, and then in that campus placements, I have received the offers for the interview from almost more than 10 companies. But if you're not aware, then I will tell you that in the ICA campus placements, a student or a qualified chartered accountant is allowed to sit in the interview for only 4 companies. So I have to give consent to the 4 companies out of all the offers that I have received from the other companies. So I remember I have given consent to 4 companies. I'll give you the list of 4 companies. The first company is ONGC. The second company is BPCL. The third company is IOCL, which is my current and incumbent organization in which I'm working with, and the fourth is Shell company. So at that time, I was not completely aware of what are the parameters that one has to check before selecting a company. So I'll make another video on this, like what are the parameters that a candidate has to ensure with before giving the consent. But in this video, I'm restricting myself to the interview process. So at that time, with the given knowledge, I have selected the companies based on the CTC that is offered by them. So the more the CTC which is offering the company, so I have selected that company. So I have selected 4 companies, that is ONGC, BPCL, IOCL and Shell company. So now I'll tell you the company wise how did the interview went, and what are the mistakes that I have done, and what are the key takeaways that every student has to keep in mind before getting into the interview. So the first interview was with ONGC. ONGC, if you are not aware, ONGC is a upstream oil sector company, and it is also one of the Maharatna companies. It's a PSU. The CTC which is offered by ONGC at that time was 16 lakhs per annum. So I was very much excited, and with that excitement only I went into the interview room. So there was a panel of 5 members. So in that panel, all of them have asked like about 1 to 2 questions. So I'll tell you what are the questions that have been asked to them, asked by them to me. So the first question was related to corporate governance. I was asked to explain the term of corporate governance. Then I was also asked questions related to balance sheet items, like if you go on an audit, that how do you verify the authenticity and accuracy of the items in the balance sheet? What are the methods with which you identify the correctness of those items? So that is the second question. They've also asked some questions related to their own company, like they've asked me who is the chairman of ONGC currently, and they've also asked other questions related to other subjects. So I have answered all of them like fairly well, and I came out with a very good feeling that I have performed well in the interview, and I had a positive hope that maybe I will be selected in the ONGC. So ONGC, they have declared the results very soon. Like most of them, they hold the results till the evening, but ONGC, since they have selected only few candidates, they have shortlisted only few candidates, they have given the results very soon. So unfortunately, I was not selected. ONGC took only 3 candidates, like only 3 CAs were selected out of the 9 CAs that were shortlisted. So the reason when I was asked, the reason that was given to me was there were other better rank holders than me. So there was an AR 9, AR 14 and other rank holder who was having a better rank than me, and even they have performed fairly well in the interview. So I was not disappointed. I thought that they have performed well, and they are also having a better All India rank number than me. So that can be the reason. So with this positive hope, I have continued for the next company. My next interview was with BPCL. And the second interview was with BPCL company. It was not an interview, it was actually a group discussion. BPCL had 2 rounds for the final selection of the candidates. They had a group discussion, and that is followed by a personal interview. So the first one was group discussion, and I have entered the group discussion room, and the group discussion started, and I've also performed fairly well. The reason I'm saying this because the panel member itself, one of the ladies, she told me that I have performed well and I should give the chance to the others, so that whosoever is not able to speak, whosoever is not able to open up, I should give a chance to them. So I have given the chance accordingly. So when the group discussion ended, I came out of the room, and again I was expecting a positive result, that I am going to sit in the next round, that is in the personal and the final interview. But suddenly and very shockingly, what happened was my name was not in the list of candidates going to the next round. So I was very disappointed. Then I asked the BPCL concerned person, like, ma'am, but why was I not selected? I think I have performed fairly well. So she told me that, yeah, you have performed well in the group discussion, but the only thing that was missing, that was a differentiating factor between you and the other members, was your grooming. Yes, I didn't had a proper grooming sense at that time. I wore only a basic attire, and that was also not a proper attire. I was wearing a dark shirt and a light trouser, which is completely opposite to the professional attire. That is, if you want to go in a proper professional attire, then you should wear a light color t-shirt and then a dark color trouser. So I was wearing completely opposite attire. So this was the reason that was told to me, and I was very disappointed, to be frank, because that was my second company. And one more thing which I forgot to mention was BPCL is also a downstream oil sector company. The CTC which was offered by BPCL to all the candidates was, it's a very big amount. The CTC was around 21 lakhs per annum, and also the position was it was a position above all the grades that is being offered by other companies like ONGC and IOCL. BPCL offered a grade B position, whereas ONGC and IOCL offered a grade A position. So when I was told that I was not selected, I was very down and I was feeling very hopeless at that time. So this is one of the main things that I want to establish, one of the main things which I want to emphasize, that grooming is something, a very important factor. I used to think at that time, because I didn't had any proper guidance, and I have not even asked other persons also, like, what are the care one has to take before going to the interview. I had this feeling that I have got the all India rank, and then that is enough to get me in a very good job. But that is not enough, because there are other all India rankers also. There are other people who are better than you, and there will be small differentiating factors like this which I have mentioned. Your professional attire is a very vital and a very important differentiating factor. So in case if you are someone like me who is thinking that attire and all those things, attire and grooming doesn't matter, then please remove that thing from your head and go with a proper preparation, go with a proper grooming. That would really be a differentiating factor, and that would really help in getting you your dream job. So that is the second company. I have not proceeded for the next round. So my interview with BPCL ended up in the first round itself. In the group discussion, I have got rejected. So that's about my second company. That's about my second interview. So the last company on that particular day was IOC. I was having interviews for 3 companies on the very first day of the campus placements. So the last company was my current and incumbent organization, IOCL. So as I have said you earlier, I have got rejected in the first 2 interviews. So that was the last company on that day. So I was very down, because that's the last company which I'm going to get interviewed with, and if that doesn't go well, then it's almost like I'm going to return to my hometown without an offer letter in my hand. So I was very mindful, and I was very cautious that I should be giving the answers properly. So with that feeling, I went into the interview room. Again there was a panel of 5 members, just like ONGC panel. So again, in the IOCL, there were questions like what is the difference between Ind AS and AS when it came to prior period items. They've also asked what is the difference between YTM and realized YTM. They've also asked other questions like impact of GST on Indian oil. And they've also asked relating to the market capitalization of Indian oil. They've also asked the share price of Indian oil. So these are some questions which have been asked. And also remember, they have asked one particular question, that is what do you know about CAGR? If you're not aware, CAGR is compounded annual growth rate. At that time, because of that very uncomfortable atmosphere, I was already down with 2 interviews, so I couldn't recall at that time that what do you mean by CAGR. So I bluntly told them that, sorry sir, I'm not able to recall. So apart from that one particular question, all the remaining questions I've answered fairly well. So I came out of the interview with a interview room with a mixed feeling that maybe I can be selected and may not be selected. So that's how my interview ended. And finally at around 7 o'clock in the evening, IOCL announced its results, like what are the candidates, who are the candidates that are finally selected. So they have called out the names, and my name was fourth in the list. Out of the 10 candidates, my name was fourth. So I went into the room and I signed the bond, and I felt really happy, because I remember telling to my parents that I'm going to the campus placements and I'm going to return with a big thing in my hand, because till that time whatever we had was very less in our family. Our financial position was very less. So that thing had been a very important thing in my entire life. I remember still today that it was on August 25th 2018 that I have got selected in Indian Oil, and from that day I'm still working with Indian Oil, and I'm satisfied with my Indian Oil working experience. So that's all about my interview experiences. So in the final part, I'll tell you what are the key takeaways from my interview experiences. So I'll tell you 5 key takeaways from my interview experiences, which every student has to keep in their mind, and which every student has to not repeat the mistakes that I have committed during my interviews. So the first thing is, you need to have a personal grooming. You need to have a proper and professional attire, and you should also ensure that your total body is properly groomed. And I'm still not perfectly groomed. I'm working on that particular aspect. So I suggest all the students that before going to the interview, whatever the company it is, have a professional and a proper attire. That's a very important factor, and that can be the differentiating factor in your selection. That is first thing, that is your personal grooming. The second thing is regarding the current affairs. We CA students, yes, some of them read current affairs, most of us don't read current affairs. So I request at least prior to these interviews, prior to these campus placements, have a basic glimpse of whatever is happening in the country. You can get many such things on the internet if you want to have a brief idea on the happenings that have happened in the last 1 or 2 years. So you can just visit them and have a brief knowledge on all of them. That would really be handy, that would really be helpful during your interviews. So the third thing is, you need to know about your company. I will call it as KYC, know your company. Because if you can remember, I have told you in the video that there were questions related to the company. In ONGC, they've asked me who is the chairman of ONGC. In IOCL also, they've asked me what is the market capitalization of IOCL. They've asked me the share price of IOCL. So these are some things which are associated with the company, and I am sure these questions will be repeated in your interviews also. Whenever you are going for the interview, at least one question related to the company, that can be related to their operations, that can be related to their financial results. So from both the dimensions, you should have a fair idea about the company. So that's the second thing. That's the third thing, that is about knowing your company. Now coming to the fourth aspect, fourth key takeaway from this video is, you should have a proper utilization of campus placement class during your MCS course. Most of us, they take MCS for granted and they do it just for getting the certificate. But believe me guys, during MCS there will be a class on campus placements, and the faculty whosoever is coming will give you all the do's and don'ts during the campus placements. Please optimally utilize all those do's and don'ts. That would be really helpful in your campus placements journey. And the final thing is, don't be disappointed if you're not selected in the campus placement. Placements, the selection rate is only 30 to 40%. Like 3 or 4 people out of 10 chartered accountants are only selected in the campus placements. What about the rest? What about the balance qualified chartered accountants? Are they worthless? No, it's definitely no. I have seen many CAs who have not secured the job in the campus placements, but they ended up getting a better job in the off-campus placements. So that's the thing which I also want to establish. If you're not selected in the campus placements, please don't be worried, please don't get disappointed. There are many other avenues that are available outside the campus placements of ICA. So that's all from my side. I hope I have done some kind of value addition to your life from this video. In case if you like this video, please share it with your friends, and if you want to be in touch with my thoughts, if you want to be in touch with my learnings, then you can also try subscribing my channel. That would really motivate me in doing more and more videos in the future. So thank you so much for listening to me, and Jai Hind.